Welcome back to another live stream here on the Cooperative channel. I'm going to pull you guys in a little closer. It's kind of hard to see and frame everything before I get everything on the full screen, but welcome back to another live stream, guys. We're going to hang out here, and I'm going to wait for some more people to show up before I start talking because I was supposed to be in Kentucky right now, and yeah. It kind of sucks, but Heaven Hill right now is in a well, not Heaven Hill, but the employees at Heaven Hill are on a strike currently, and yeah, the person I was doing rooming with or sharing a room with, whatever, he decided to basically bail ship because he had some family stuff come up, which is all right, whatever. I was still going to go and go see Kentucky, do all that kind of cool stuff. And then when that happened and everything kind of escalated, and then there was the, what they call it, the Nicholas storm started to come around. He was like, you know what, COVID's around, and he was just like, I just not going to go. And then I'm like, all right, cool. You do your thing. And then the person I was going with was like, oh, hi. I don't know if I'm going to go anymore. And I'm like, and his is non-refundable. Mine kind of was refundable. Not really. But I had some money invested in flights and the hotel and all that. And I didn't get a refund on everything. But his flights were only $80. So he's like, I don't care. And I'm like, I do on my flights because I got some really nice flights and really nice seats. But yeah, how's it going, Cheech? Oh, wrong here. I saw you a second ago, but yeah, just tell my little story here. But since Heaven Hill is closed, and they were all wishy-washy, and they said they're going to go do some other stuff instead of doing like the whiskey thing. And yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna not go and wait till Heaven Hill is open. But they aren't doing the electric pick while they're there, and we're going to do a dinner here or something and have a good time. But yeah, welcome back to another live stream, guys. I know YouTube takes a while to notify everyone, but yes, I know I am not in Kentucky, and it does kind of suck, but oh well. I mean, it'd be cool, but I'm here now. A lot of things didn't line up, which is understandable. Not everything will go well. But I wish I was there right now. That's all I'm going to say. But it happens. Sorry, I put out a notification that I'm out. Or that I'm live. Got something in my throat. Turn off AC. Sorry. I gotta talk to my Alexa. Did it work? Oh, yeah, it turned off. But yeah, welcome back, guys. I'm not in Kentucky. Let's get things started because I'm going to sit here and talk and pout a little bit because I'm not in Kentucky right now. But yeah, there it is. I'm like, I can't find where the bottle is. But yes, yesterday's video went up. It was about the Fuyu Japanese whiskey small batch. Product of Japan. I believe this is actually made in Japan. From everything what I've been able to find and what it says in the bottle, it is Fuyu means winter in Japan. This whiskey was distilled from malted grain and mashed corn, which is one thing I really surprised. I noticed that on my nose. I'm like, it's really sweet. And then I read that. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But it was distilled and made on Honshu Island before resting in oak barrels. So yeah, I believe it's 100%. I didn't do any research to find out if it is 100% Japanese whiskey. I believe product of Japan. I can't remember all the. I know I made a video on this a few weeks ago about talking about Japanese whiskey. But I believe this is 100%. 100% made. I'm going to check my spreadsheet real quick. I want to see how much I paid for this bottle. I got it at Costco. I know that. It was like I was just walking through it. I'm like, oh, Japanese whiskey. And it just sounded interesting. And yeah, that's That's kind of why I picked it up. It was a different looking bottle. I got it for $38, which isn't bad. But yeah, I bought it. It was just on a whim. I was just at Costco, and I'm like, I want to buy a bottle of whiskey. This is what they had, so I bought it. But if you watch the video, it was cork pop. I was actually surprised. I actually noticed the corn in it, but I really noticed like the sweetness from the corn is what I noticed, which is kind of like a characteristic of corn whiskey or American whiskey or bourbon. Depends on the mash bill and all that. What's up? How's it going, Marshall? But yeah, I really noticed the sweetness on it, and what, like I said in the video, it reminds me of a blended Scotch with really sweetness and more graininess. But it has like that almost American whiskey hint with it, but like a single malty, like Scottish blend, or not Scottish blend, but Scotch blend. But yeah, it's very interesting. But for $38, I thought I spent more on it. To be honest, I bought one bottle from I think it's the Totori. I think I bought the other bottle at Costco as well. It's another Japanese whiskey. I think I spent like $60-$70 on it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. So one good thing about having a spreadsheet, you can kind of just find where it's at. Did I spell it Totori? There it is. It's the Totori X Bourbon Barrel, and I paid $52 for it. Okay, I haven't opened it up or tried it yet, so yeah. I bought a few Japanese whiskeys from Costco because they do have quite a few Japanese whiskeys available. But yeah, no, it's just really sweet and blended Scotch, but like has some very American characteristics. Yeah, please let me know, Cheech, Marshall, everyone that's down there. Let me know what's in your glass. What are you drinking tonight? What are you enjoying? What do you got going on? You should probably. There we go. Let me know what you got in your glass. I know, Marshall, you're drinking a few things already today. Yeah, no, this is ooh, ginger ale. What ginger ale? That's a good question. Are you Seagram's person? Or are you a Bundaberg, or are you some type of other ginger ale? What's some other ginger ales that are out there? Yeah, let me know. Let me know what's your favorite ginger ale. I do have a few ginger ales. I personally like Bundaberg. I really like Seagram's. And there's another one that my brother gets. I can't remember the name of it, but he has it every once in a while. I believe it's actually a company. It's actually owned by RC Cola. If you know who RC Cola is, it's very different, but it's good. But you have to have it out of a dispenser, not out of a can or a bottle. You have to have it out of like a soda dispensing machine. All right, you guys like my shirt? Pop it, pour it, pop it, pour it, pound it. It's one of my buddies' shirt. Canadian Dry. Okay. Yeah, Canadian Dry is good. I just walked in the door. Ooh, there you go. Got to slowly get started. That's what you got to do. But yeah, guys, for everyone that's trying to show up, wow, it went from like a few people now to 8 people. But yes, I am drinking the Fuyu small batch Japanese, Japanese whiskey, product in Japan. Some really interesting stuff. I like it. Very different. Not your typical Japanese whiskey for sure. And everyone is sending me a message now. Just like every time. Soon as, some store just got a Stag Junior pick. Wow. That's pretty cool. I'll be there tomorrow. But Very different of a Japanese whiskey, but in a very good way. I do like what's going on here. And when I was first getting the whiskey, I did buy Hibiki Harmony, and I bought Suntory Toki, and I bought Nika from the Barrel. When I was going through that, I was like, man, they make some really good scotch, because I've been drinking scotch before I got into Japanese whiskey. And I was like, what if Japan took their craftsmanship, took all the stuff that they do really, really well, and they recraft some great products, and they put that into like a bourbon mash bill, or like the bourbon style whiskey or American style whiskey, and just like perfected it. What would they be able to do? I understand the climate and all that kind of stuff will be very different than here in the United States, but there are some opportunities there that they can do really well with. But yeah, for everyone that's joining in, guys, welcome back to another live stream here. We're getting started. And yes, I know I am not in Kentucky right now. I'm in my whiskey room. Short story, Heaven Hill. I know, like, I had a bunch of people just join in. So that's why I'm going over the story one more time. But Heaven Hill is currently on strike. Or not Heaven Hill. The employees of Heaven Hill are on strike. And we weren't going to be able to do the pick. The person that was going with, that we're sharing a room with, he had to bail out. Understandable. They had a few family things. And then he's like, hey, everything's closed. I just go to another time. And then the people that I was originally going with, actually, like the liquor store owner's son and his friend, they were being wishy-washy, and their flights weren't refundable, and they were really cheap, so they didn't care if they didn't go. My flights were really bougie, if I'm going to be honest. That's a really good flight, some really good tickets, and they weren't refundable. I got like a credit, and I lost a bit of money with my rooms and everything that was going on. So I decided to pull the plug before I decided to go there, because they weren't going to decide until the night of, and I got a 10 o'clock text, and the flight was at 5 a.m., and you're like, oh, we're going now. And I'm like, I canceled everything. But yeah, I decided not to go because last minute thing. But yeah, I'm not in Kentucky. I know I was really excited to make the content, visit Kentucky for the very first time, do all that kind of cool touristy stuff, do the barrel picks. But I will still be doing the Elijah Craig barrel proof pick, but here in California, doing all that cool stuff. But yes, I know. Had to let everyone know, because everyone's going to wonder, I thought you were going to be in Kentucky. Yeah, no, it's not happening, sadly. I know. But next year, I'm going to hopefully try to get there. The actual liquor store owner's son, or not the son, but the actual liquor store owner, not the son, but the actual owner himself, he's going to go next year. He wanted this year so his son can kind of do his thing. Part of the problem. But yes, next year he's going to go, and I'm going to go with him, because we're going to be more like I like to say, yeah, we're going, not kind of like, oh, I don't know what we're going to do. But that's just me. All right, guys, let's get back to the regular scheduled content. Is there any regular scheduled content on here? No. But yeah, drinking the Fuyu small batch Japanese whiskey. Some very different stuff, guys. And for everyone that's popped in, please let me know down below in the comments. What are you drinking? What are you enjoying? What you got going on? Please let me know down below in the comments. Marshall, are you still here? What are you drinking? And you guys left the Discord voice chat, and I was like, I was going to come back in and talk to you guys, and no one was there. Yeah. And in about 15 minutes, I'm not going to jump around with a lot of different stuff. I'm going to open up a pretty cool bottle. Actually, I'll show you guys so that I can get people hooked and want to wait. So this is from Crowded Barrel, guys. This is from the Whiskey Tribe's distillery, or not the Whiskey Tribe, the Whiskey Vault, Rex and Daniels distillery. It says Gingers Will Never Die. This is the bottle that I got my hands on. I ordered, and then my cousin picked it up like a month ago. He was on a trip from California to Florida. He was moving. Stopped at Crowded Barrel. He's also a whiskey guy, and he watches their content and all that kind of cool stuff. I don't think he actually knows about my whiskey channel, because I don't really promote it that much or tell many people about it. He knows my Instagram, but my whiskey Instagram, but I don't really post about my YouTube channel, which I probably should, but work on some marketing stuff. But I'm like, not marketing, but I mean like self-marketing to like get my more viewership and all that kind of cool stuff. But I'm like, you know what? I just want to do my thing, and people like it. They like it. They can watch. But yes, this is Gingers Will Never Die, Never Win. That never died. It's like Goonies Never Die. But Gingers Never Win. It's a rye and cane and grain. So that means it's a rye whiskey and spirits distilled from cane and grain, finished in oak barrels. I heard it's all right. It's not the best, but that was someone that tried it, and they're drinking a few other things before it. So I don't know. I'm just going to take their thoughts with 2 cents. Probably the best way to do it. It's a little bit different thing, and I was just like, let's see what's going on. And now my viewer count says 0 for some reason. Probably YouTube is being goofball or something like that. Here, let me check it out. Is it working? Oh, no, for some reason it says 0. I don't know. That's odd. Where did everyone go? It just literally just said I had 13 people on here, and then it says now it's on 0. Did it break something? I don't know. Did it freeze? I don't know. All right, guys. We're gonna go a few more minutes before I get started get started with that bottle. But yeah, a very interesting whiskey though. That's kind of like I really want to spend a little more time on it and kind of explore it after a while. Let the bottle open up because it is at 80 proof. I think it's at 40%. Yeah. It's a rock bottom. Actually, I wonder if Japan, can they actually go lower proof to be legally a whiskey? Or they just follow the Scottish whiskey law. I believe so. Like they literally just copy and paste everything. Besides they're changing a lot of the rules, and they're a little more lenient on a few things, but like the core meaning and what they do for whiskey is kind of set in stone from Scotland. And that's kind of like my 2 cents, but oh well. There we go. Sorry, I'm just readjusting my screen and everything. Can I really... Wait, hold on. Can I go full screen with this? Do I still get the chat, though? I do not get the chat. That's actually pretty cool, though. Nope, that is not working. That'd be really cool. I have like a little thing where I can click it and make it go full screen to see everything, but it doesn't help. But yeah. Let's go back to this. I wish it was a little more oily, to be honest. Here, let's add some water. This is has some ice in it, so it's gonna be a little cold. Oop. That's kind of a bit of water, but oh well. A little more floral, like a little like candy, like a lollipop, but not like not like the, what would you call it? Like the artificial flavors I'm smelling. I'm really smelling the sugar of like a lollipop. I get like a dusty note. Wow. Vastly different. Very light. You can kind of get the oils. Yeah. That is where is my clicker? I'm looking for my AC thing. Not my AC, but my fan. My fan's starting to blow loud. I do not know where it is. But oh well. Normally it's like right there. Nope, that's not it. I'll worry about it later. Did I put it down here? Nope. I don't know where it went. But yeah. Let's give it a little swirl. Get a little more that's going on in there. It kind of fell flat on its face. It's but it's very sugary. Like it has like a slight raspberry. Then it has like you kind of took like caramel and you mix it up in with water, like hot water, and you let it dissolve, and that's what I'm getting. With like a hint of rye. Oh, look who we got here. Cheers. How's it going? Hope you're doing well, man. Lucas. Oh, yeah. What are you drinking some of that, Elijah Craig, man? Have you been drinking it at all? I gave him a bottle. So, long story short, this guy, he's a photographer friend of mine, a car guy friend of mine. And we did a photo shoot for 4th of July as a joke when I had my luscious mullet. And we did a photo shoot, and I got him a bottle of whiskey for him to drink because he was watching my videos and saw them. And then I got him a bottle of whiskey. So, are you been drinking it, man? I'm just wondering. Are you enjoying that luscious Elijah Craig goodness? Yeah, it's kind of like someone took kind of pepper, ground it in some water, and had like a little rye spice to it. It's vastly different than I would think. I surprisingly have actually been drinking it. I'm just taking my time with it since I don't drink much. Shared some sips with some good people. There you go. That's what it's all about. That's honestly what I like doing, is to be able to share and allow people to try and do different stuff, kind of have experiences, make memories, and do that kind of cool stuff. I need to have you over one time. But yeah, it is great to be able to share. I feel like that's what really whiskey is about, is for sharing and creating memories. Yes, you can make some memory, or try and make some memories and not remember what you're doing or what happened. That's one way. But I feel that making memories and living life and sharing and having a cool whiskey collection is cool, but drinking and sharing that whiskey collection is even cooler. I feel like it's better to get a bottle and share it with people and allow people to experience it and have good stories and everything that's going on is great. That's what I feel like whiskey is about. Buying it, put it on your shelf and saying, oh, look at my cool whiskey collection. Well, I do have some bottles here that aren't open. A lot of them aren't. But I have to say that I just have so many bottles, and I like going in blind and doing my very first sip on a new bottle. So, or I have fresh palate where I haven't drank anything. So it's the very first thing I'm going to drink. So it is kind of hard to open up, and I don't drink that much. And I like to do it on a night where I'm relaxing and not having to worry about anything. So yeah. So I got to come by and get some pics of you in your library. Yes. If you see where's my, I gotta have a photo. It's on my Instagram. It's me in one of my sport coats. It has like this really fancy, like, felted, like pattern on it. What's it called? Is it felt? No, it's not like a suede. It's kind of like is a suede, but it's like a very different, yeah, it's like felty, kind of velvet. That's the word I'm looking for. Velvet jacket, and I did like a self-portrait in it, and I feel like I can do a lot better. But yeah, cheers. I know I gotta have you over, man, but you gotta have a designated driver. Bring your girlfriend or whatever you got going on. So good. All right, guys, we are coming up on like the half an hour mark. Wow. Time is really flying by. I always do that. I don't know why. Only on the streams. I don't do that normally all the time. For some reason on the streams. But yes, guys, we're going to be opening up something pretty dang cool. I don't think you were here yet, Lucas. But this is a bottle from Texas. This is Crowded Barrel, if you don't know what that is. That is a distillery in Texas, which was the very first distillery ever to be crowdsourced or crowd-supported. They do it through Patreon, and a lot of people donated money, and they are a really cool YouTube channel called Whiskey Tribe and Whiskey Vault. They do a lot of cool stuff. But yes, this whiskey is called Gingers Never Win, and it's actually a pretty good label. I think it's actually kind of hilarious. It's kind of a good label and good name. But it is technically not a whiskey. It is a whiskey. Was it actually? I think it's a rye whiskey and spirits distilled from cane and grain. I think that's the actual technical term. I think so. It's a whiskey specialty, I think, is what it really classifies as. But it's a rye and cane and grain, whatever that means. But that's just ingredients. But then it says right below that, it says rye whiskey and spirits distilled from cane and grain. So it basically means a rum. Well, can you make a rum out of grain as well? I think it just has to be cane sugar. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a neutral spirit? No. I'm not sure. And then it's finished in oak barrels. Does it use oak barrels? Honestly, I do not know. But yes, this is from Crowded Barrel, guys. And I'm going to crack it open here in just a second. I'm going to go for one more drink here. I did add some water to this, and it's vastly different. And I feel like it's really palatable if you do not want to think about anything. You just want to drink and enjoy something that has a great taste. But yeah. All right, let's go for a cork pop, guys, or open it up. Where is the thing? There we go. Let's go for it. Some people really I think it's funny the way I open bottles, right? Very quiet here. ASMR now, guys. I know everyone likes that now. If I can get it open, that can be an issue. All right, let's go for a cork pop. Actually, that was a really solid cork pop, but didn't really make much noise. Oh well. Going for a pour. Oh, that is a solid. We're going to scoot this over. Bring this forward. Hopefully not knock it over. There we go. We're going to tilt this in. Just right there. Perfection. All right, guys. What's going for a nose? Let's see how this smells. What's the proof on this? This is like 100 something? Oh, 52.5. So that's 105. Where he stands out. It's a mix. Like I'm getting like a real rum, neutral grain spirit. So it really reminds me of Seven Stills. It's a whiskey and cane, or it's a grain or corn. I can't remember what it is. It's a very different whiskey. It is it's made from cane and grain, I think, and corn or something like that. I can't remember what it is exactly. It's a little tiny 375 bottle. Some very different stuff. Has a very neutral grain, like smell, but like a rum. Very different. There's a nose that I'm smelling. It reminds me of something, but I can't put my finger on what it reminds me of. It reminds me of like a if you were walking to a spice room, like where they packaging spice or like a part of a section of a store, but it was like a very particular spice. But like there's a lot going on, but it's very like a narrow field on exactly what type of spice it is, or like the profile of that spice. That's what I'm smelling. Kind of like it has like that neutral grain, kind of like, I kind of want to say it has like a hint of like a gin, kind of like tonical kind of hint to it too. That I think that's what that the smell I'm getting. It has like that rum, and like the proof really like it kind of like feels like it's singeing like the very tips of your nose hairs, like very lightly, but not a lot. Oh, really drinks like a rum. Good evening, sir, and everyone else. Cheers. Yeah, it really drinks like a rum. Has the influence of the rye. Has like a neutral grain kind of, but it has like that very like spicy, kind of tonical, maybe kind of like, I can't put my fingers on exactly what that smell is. But it has a very strong influence on like that rum. But I think that's probably just a characteristic of the cane, maybe. But if someone put this up to my nose, I would say rum with like a neutral grain spirit. But then like they have like a rice, like not rice, a spice kind of. I would say actually a rye or a rum finish in rye casks. That's what I would categorize it as if someone were to pour it for me. Yeah, but it has like that finish and that middle palate of like a neutral grain spirit. Not very overpowering and like the alcohol forward, but it's very you get like that punch, spreads out, get like this slight numbiness over your tongue, and that's what what really stands out. Mm. Get some water here. I don't know why I got this controller here anyways. Move it off to the side. Put my my important one that actually controls my computer, not my TV controller. Yeah, like the tip of my tongue, and then like the slightly to the middle. It's kind of like this kind of tongue, kind of like tingly, kind of like numbing kind of feel. It reminds me of Mike's Red Tots. Yeah, it has like that waxy, kind of like Mike's Red Tots. That candy comes in the box. Yeah, it's very different, very like left field, like for sure. My thing just spiked up on people showing up. I don't know where you guys came from, but welcome. I am drinking right now. Well, probably should show the back. This is Crowded Barrels. Gingers Never Win. This is a rye whiskey and spirits distilled from cane and grain, finished in oak barrels. So yeah, very different. This is something that I would pull out for someone that is looking to explore, try new things, likes trying new things, and likes being put like on like I would say likes being put on their toes. Yeah, it's very different. I'm gonna pour this for some people that like trying new things and trying different things. That's who I'm gonna pour it for. Or someone that likes rum and likes rye. That's who I would pour for too. Yeah, no, it's great. Great stuff. What else? I'm trying to feel like what I'm getting on the palate. And then when you breathe out, it's like that ice and hot, kind of like it feels like I'm breathing fire, but very like chilled after. Yeah, no, this is vastly different and very unique. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the Fuyu small batch Japanese whiskey. And also, I did add a water to this earlier, so keep that in mind. Whoa. What was that? I don't know. On the back end and the finish, it's very short, but it really hits home. It's like not really hits home, but really hits hard. Of like this kind of spice pepper kind of weirdness. I don't know how to describe it, but everything else is very linear, very light, very muted. In the very end, on the back end. Yeah, that is it's only the back of the palate too, like the back of my tongue actually, not like the back end, like the finish and all that. I mean, actually, like they're literally the back end of my tongue. Yeah, no, that is vastly different and interesting for sure. And we are back to the gingers never win, but that rye rum, kind of like high proof rum nose. That's what I'm getting. Not really getting much out of the right nose though. Mainly on the left right now. It's not really plugged up. Yeah, no. Yeah, very unique, very different. This is definitely something that I'm not going to keep on my whiskey shelf though. Like I was I was debating myself on do I put this on my whiskey shelf because this is technically not a it is a whiskey, but it is not a whiskey. It is a whiskey like not a variant, not a variant. No, it's basically like a flavored whiskey. What would you call that? A modifier, a modified whiskey, a whiskey specialty. That's what it is. That's the word I was looking for. Because this is a whiskey. Gingers never die. It's made with rye, cane, and grain. So the second they use that cane sugar, I believe they're using like a molasses or cane sugar or something like that. It does not count as a whiskey. Um, yeah, but it's good. It's different. I'm gonna keep it close for people to try and share it with people. Um, okay, so it's distilled in Corral IA. Is it Illinois? What's the state IA? Does anyone know? Or is it L? That's IA. Is it Illinois? Let me check. Oh, Iowa. Wait, no, what? Is that really Iowa? Well, I guess it is Iowa. What else would it? Yeah, that actually makes sense though. To be honest, I have to think about it. Yes, it does make sense. So it is distilled in Carroll, Iowa, and Lawrenceburg, Indiana. So that's MGP. What is in Carroll, Iowa? Here, let's do a quick Google search. I am kind of curious. What did they use? Well, that's a very small city. That's only 5.7 miles. The city I live in is actually 1.8 square miles. So that's really small. But only 9,000 people live there. Let's see. Distillery. It is closed. So Iowa Legend Rye. Okay. That is the name of the distillery. Iowa Legend Rye. So they probably used the rye from Iowa Legend Rye, and they took a rum, so that's a cane and grain spirit made from MGP, and blended it together and finished it in oak barrels. Is it a used oak barrel? I don't think so. Probably I don't know what they did with this. That's the one thing. That's what's got me curious. What did they use? What did they do? I'm not going to search it right now, guys. But, oh well. We're going to sit here back and kind of go for it again. It's vastly different. It's, sorry, here I got to put my leg underneath there so I can relax a little bit better. It's different. It's unique. Since we're doing this, I'm actually going to go grab another bottle out of my, I don't have the bottles in here. In here, I only keep whiskey. And, well, I do keep other stuff. But over there, I do have some tequila. I have the homemade scotch, which is basically the Everclear with the whiskey smoke or liquid smoke, whatever. There's tequila finished in Ledge Creek barrels. There's some stuff called Black Death, which is I did a video on, which is basically a barrel stave that's been cut up and put into a mason jar with a new make spirit. And it's been in there for 8 years now. I think like 7 or 6 years now. And it's been aging where it can't evaporate. So it's literally just everything from the wood is in there. And yeah, I think that's all that's over there. But yeah, I'm going to go grab another bottle real quick. It's in the other room. It's like my storage room where I keep my duplicates and some other like different stuff that's non-whiskey. So let me grab that real quick. All right, so I'm back. Sorry, took a little bit. I was like, where did I put this? So this is it's actually a really cool bottle. Honestly really. The dog barking. Do you guys hear that? Do you guys hear that? Give me. Let me close the doors real quick. Sorry, guys. Had to close the door. My neighbor's dog was just started barking. I'm like, great. All right. So, as I was saying, really cool bottle. I really love the artwork and everything they do. Do they have anything talking about the artwork? No. But it's a really like tiny bottle. Really cool. I really wish it did 750s. That'd be really neat. But here's the artwork. Really neat. It's all printed right onto the bottle itself, which is really cool. So this is Seven Stills collaboration series, San Francisco and Anaheim. This is called Dark Star November, and this is a spirits distilled from grain and molasses. It's distilled and bottled by Seven Stills, San Francisco, and San Francisco, California. But it is a collaboration with Seven Stills and Bottle Logic. Bottle Logic it's basically a very hip, very, I wouldn't say allocated, but a very sought after brewery, especially for a lot of their barrel aged stuff. It's kind of like Goose Island, but it's if Goose Island was Goose Island when they first started, and basically you had to go there on Black Friday to actually buy their stuff. But yeah, it's a spirit distilled from grain and molasses. It's very different, guys. I really liked it the first time I tried it. Seven Still, they do make a few like actual whiskeys. They make a few other stuff as well. I can't remember all the stuff they make, but I've probably seen like 6 or 7 different versions of these little mini bottles like this. I know a few of them. There was a rye. There was a not peated. There was a malted, not malted. What do they put in beer? Hopped. Hop. That's what it is. But yeah, let's go for a cork bomb. That is that ain't good. That is not very solid. It stays and it's like it just lets go. Hopefully it's not bad. Let's go. Let's go right there. Don't need too much, but we're gonna back this camera up. There we go. Oops, a little too far. Go right about there. Scoot this over. Get the fuyu. Got this. We're going to put this right there. We're going to scoot it over a little bit. There we go. We'll be fine right there. All right. I haven't had this. I would say I haven't had this at least, I would say over 2 years since I had this. Actually, no. Yeah, I would say at least 2 years. I would say at least a year and a half before COVID started. So just under 2 years minimum. Probably a lot longer than that since I've had this. Hold on. Okay, I'm really getting in like that. Yeah, that's definitely from the molasses or the cane sugar. It's like a very like upfront rum kind of spice, kind of neutral grain, like spirit nose. Very different. Very sugary, like a raspberry cherry. I want to say like a bittery kind of like hops. I don't think this isn't hopped. No, I didn't read. But it has like that bitter, like bitterness. It's like a bitter fruit. Yeah, this is weird, but interesting. It's like a funky, sugary, raspberry, bitter thing that's going on. What is the proof on this? This is it seems very low. So it's 47, so that comes in at 94. Yeah, this is it's weird. Yeah, this is and if you look at the color, it's not the bottle or the label itself. You really look at the color; it's really reddish. Like, yes, it has the red on here, but if you look through it, it's like almost like an orange kind of tea. Yeah, it's a really like reddish color. Um, I would like to know more. I haven't Googled or know anything about this stuff, so I can't really tell you. I'm sure someone can look it up, but not me. Wow, very weird, very different. Oh, where it is? There we go. Drinking Loch Lomond 12 here. Nice. Yeah, I got Loch Lomond. That is a great budget whiskey. I have to agree. That is like some great stuff. But right now, I'm drinking some non-whiskey stuff. This is it's a rye, cane, and grain spirit specialty whiskey. And then this is a spirit distilled from grain and molasses. Very interesting, very different stuff. Yeah. No, this is it feels like a wrench into the gears pretty much. Yeah, very rye, very sweet, very what's that word I'm looking for? Peanutty. But like a roasted like peanuts, boiled peanuts, oil peanuts. That's what it is. You can smell the shells. It reminds me of going to like a restaurant where they put the peanut shells on the ground. Yeah. They're onto something. Very different, but very good. I'm intrigued. It's got my interest. But yeah, that's the Fuyu Japanese whiskey. Going back to the Crowded Barrels rye, grain, and cane spirit rye whiskey thing. That is like, since it's been sitting for a bit, really punches the gut or punches my throat. That rye right there. Very weird, very unique, very different. But it has like a rum vibe to it. Your room is awesome. Did you build it all yourself? Yes, I did. The whiskey shelves I bought from IKEA, they're Billy bookcases. They no longer make this colorway, which kind of sucks, because I'm literally at a room and I got nowhere to put more whiskey, unless I make bottles smaller somehow. But no, these are IKEA Billy bookcases. On the top, I go in this on at one of my whiskey room tours. They are like an angle bracket that's designed for LED lights. Excuse me. Like a track where you put LED lights in. I soldered all those LEDs. There's actually two sets of LEDs on there. There's a white LED, and then there's an RGB LED. They're all controlled via Alexa devices all throughout my my room and my house and everything, so I can control everything. Everything's on a timer too as well, and I can change the color. I like the red because I feel like it looks cool. But I did all those, and they're all attached together and everything. And there's a little mini shelf on each shelf where basically I took a shelf and cut it in half and put it up there, and it works out really well. It's a really cool setup. I know. I like it. It wraps all the way around my room. I'm just running out of room, and honestly, I need a bigger whiskey room. I need my own. I need my own house. Well, I need my own custom built house to fit everything. But yes, that's my whiskey room. Do you think cigars make whiskey better or worse? I feel like your very first time having a cigar. I smoked a few cigars, but I am no way an expert. But I would say talk to someone that is very experienced and that knows whiskey and cigars, or has some knowledge and ask for some recommendations. Do not go cheap on your very first stick. Kind of pay for a nicer thing, because if you pay a little more, you get a little bit higher quality stuff. But yes, there's some great budget sticks out of there. But you got to know what you're looking for and know what you like to be able to buy those budget sticks. Just buy some buy a Romeo and Juliet, buy a Monte Cristo yellow label, or like some of those classics that are amazing. Try it. Try some whiskey with it. Pour a few different things. And make sure you do the proper technique of you don't inhale, you only hold in your mouth and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, a cigar can make whiskey taste better, but it also really mutes everything and it can really hide a lot of stuff. So you have to keep that in mind. But I'm no way a cigar expert. I tried smoking a cigar and I got a few cigars, but it is not my forte. But they smell great. They are a great experience, but just find someone that is well diverse in that realm of hobbies. That's what I'm looking for. Find a good tobacconist and everything. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Yeah, that's the best way to see it. Wow, that stuff is just weird. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put all 3 of these into one. This is the Credit Barrel 7 Stills. The Fuyu with some water in it. Pour it in. Do a blend. Go in here and make sure it's all mixed up very nicely. See what's going on here. But yeah, cigar can really ruin your whiskey because it can literally taste like water. And it can really make something great. It's like pairing a meal with wine. You got to basically pick the right wine for your meal so you have a great experience. If you pick the wrong thing, it may not taste that good, and it may not be the best thing. It may clash and make things not taste well. But yeah, guys, we're going to wrap up here in just about like a minute or so. Going in for another nose here with the whole blend. It smells like a rum of the neutral grain spirit. Wow, that Fuyu really stands out. Very floral. Nice pepper. Not very much rye on the palate anymore. I don't know where that went. It like literally disappeared. Yeah. Really, the rye disappeared, but it was like literally prominent in every single one of them. I don't know if it's crashed. When you blend stuff a little too much, things start to crash. I'm not sure if it did because I'm getting a lot of other stuff. But yeah, guys, we are coming up to the end here on the stream. I want to say thank you to each and every single one of you. Make sure you guys go down below, hit that thumbs up, do that kind of cool stuff because it helps out the channel, guys. But yes, thanks again for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. May the best save your past, and we'll see you in the future. Cheers, guys. I'll see you guys next week.